I understand that other people don't want to work with everybody.
But no, I'm not. It's not even like a personal thing. It's just for the cause of the mission. You can't work with everybody. If you try to,
Okay.
you'll be failing your mission. That's my point. It's not a
Okay.
person. Some people don't work with people because it's a personal, emotional feel. Mine is not nothing near that. Mine is just about can I like I always tell you, I always focus on mission first, right? Can I complete my mission if I work with these people? If I say no, then there's no use of working with you. I don't care how you look. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like
So
that's
okay. So I understand that,
yes, ma'am.
and so what I'm attempting to identify is not how to explain that it's not us coming together, but us moving on
Oh yeah.
certain issues in a collective manner. You see what I'm saying? So
No, I definitely get.
somewhere for me within there, we have to distinguish um, what I'm doing is important. What we
Mm-hmm,
do as a collective is important too.
mm-hmm.
If I have to contribute to a collective effort, sometimes we don't contribute to a collective effort because we're not the group doing it. We're not the person doing it. We're not the person who, came up with the idea. But it's for the collective and it's something that. So for me, when I say the collective, I'm have to sometimes, I may have to work with some people and I may have to include myself in a group because in a group setting, it's going to be much more powerful than it would be independently on my own with my little group of people that I know.
For sure. Yeah.
So, for example, yeah, so that's what I'm saying. We got to get with understand that we got to move as a collective sometime. We can't have a group show up and the other groups say, well, they showed up, they gonna get the work done. So
Oh yeah.
I
No.
was talking to one of my mentors, and it's like everybody is going, Tony's got it. We talked about it last week a little bit, with family support and things like that. They just think we're invincible and we can do it all. Why? Because we do a lot. We don't do near as much as we could do if we worked better together as a collective. What is it gonna hurt what I'm doing to stop what I'm doing and help you put the floor down or help you paint the wall or help whatever? How is that gonna interrupt? It's for the collective. So I couldn't hear that you over there doing the floor by yourself and not check out my schedule. You know what I'm saying? Well, what can I do to help? Because it's about the collective. No, it's not about Tony anymore. It's about what Tony is doing for the community.
Yeah.
I mean, but you're the one. And if I have the ability to, and I think what we were the concern that we had last week was that we clicked up doing great things, but they don't have the impact that they could have. But then again, it's not even, we have mission essential. What you look like over there doing what it is that I've been given to do. But overall, there's a why we do what we do. And I believe that why is the collective. And if we can, because we'll talk about all this, the mindset.
Mm-hmm.
The mindset of, yes, I'm doing this. Now, it could be that you have different groups and different collectives with a different mindset, or
And that's
different groups that don't have the same
exactly that's
mindset
the
that
part
we're
I think.
working for the collective.
Yeah, I think that's the part I'm more talking about. I know what you're talking about in general that we should be moving, and I'm like, yeah. I mean, it's people that I don't know that I support. It's people that I have never met that I have put money involved because my thing is like I don't know these people, but they're doing a good deed. Man, I'm gonna put something in there. You know what I'm saying? So
For the collective.
but I'm wired like that, but I don't do that with any and everything just because
Right.
because if I see a group that's doing something that they might think is productive for the collective, but I don't see the production for the collective, I'm not part of that. It's not that I'm hating or wishing them down. Like the NAACP, they can't get a penny from me. Not that I wish them bad. I just don't see no good in teaming up with them. Will I still sit down with them to let them know how I feel and see if they got something different? Sure, I'm open to that. But do I know? But can I pretty much tell myself everything that they gonna regurgitate to me? Yeah. I mean, I'll be shocked if they got some different words, but I can pretty much sit down, have a meeting, and know exactly what they're gonna say after I say what I'm gonna say. I know they come back. So in that instance, that's unproductive. That's not getting nowhere. I don't want to just be doing something with a group of people because they're black and it's unproductive. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes
no, that's not. Yeah.
But sometimes we do that. It's because I have people tell me, well, I know, but they trying. No, you can't be trying for 40, 50 years and I don't see nothing. No, you can't be trying. You can't, like, literally.
Well, you just don't know what you're trying and who you're trying it for. So we have to get to the reality of things. Like all day today, or many times today, you said what needed to be said. And you have every right to say it, and it is what needs to be said. Sometimes we're so politically correct that we can continue to step wrong. And
there you hit the nail right on the head. We're so afraid of ruffling each other's feathers that we never get anything productive done. And I rather stir up the pot and you be upset with me if that causes for us to be more productive. I'm cool with that because all I care about is production anyway. I didn't do this for no friends. Well, my mama taught me something when I was young. Before I started running away, she used to always say, "You don't need no friends. You got brothers and sisters anyway." And so I grew up like that. Like right now, like, and some people say it's weird, but I realized that it became a protective mechanism for me because I don't have friends outside of, if me and you don't build something together, I don't have friends. Like I was telling you on the last, I don't have people I'm just gonna go hang out at the lake with or go. I mean, I do, but they my business partners too. You know, like the people I do the friend stuff with are the people that I build with. Like my mom, she always say, "Well, you only get one family." I said, "No, I only get one set of people that I'm related to by blood." I built my own family because majority of the people that I'm related to by blood don't mess with me, and it's cool. But my family that I have built, that's them the people that's going. They my ride or die. Them the people that I make sure they family good. They make sure my family good. Them the people that we make sure each one of these moves gonna make sure your family's straight in 100 years, and they making sure my family is straight in 100 years. That's my family. I think you're talking about people I'm related to. That's different. You know what I'm saying? So we have to make sure we parse these words clear. But like I said, I do feel like I say when we first had the conversation, I was like, man, these cliques are bad because I see it everywhere, and it's not. And I'm not saying it's bad where they're bad people or nothing, but for the collective, they're bad. Like when I see people today, oh my God, it's just driving me crazy. I see people happy about this $38 million for a new elementary school in Temple. And I'm like, what does that do for our community?
What does it do for our community?
My first question for everything is, what does that do for our community?
So, in bridging the gap, because we acknowledge there is a gap, we have.
I need you. I told you I need you. I mean, you know.
We're gonna bridge this gap. We have to. I mean, that's what we come here for, right?
Yes, ma'am.
To just have that discussions because we understand there's some division, there's some gaps, there's some unwillingness to work together. There's some work that seems not to be productive for, you know.
And I mean, they might feel like
groups or whatever.
They smiling. We did something good. We got a new elementary school, and I'm like, okay.
Okay, so when we build, and we have to change the narrative. But if we're going to change the narrative, we have to have a conversation about what's the narrative. What does the narrative change to? And if the narrative goes from clique to collective, then you have a greater opportunity of people that can understand collective. If I'm not thinking collective, a $38 million school sounds like, ooh, a $38 million school. But if I'm thinking of the collective, how does that 38, like you said, the question for the collective, no matter what group you're a part of, what religion you are, whatever, if we have a collective mindset, the first thing we do ask is, what does that mean for the collective? How do we benefit as a collective? How do we move as a collective to be sure that we benefit in that 38 million? But if we don't move as a collective, if we just have one group going up there and we represent all of us, who? We going who? Who you representing? You can't represent me. But if we move past the cliques to the collective, we understand what they're saying.
Okay,
we're coming as a collective, not a group. This is what the collective has determined, decided. And so then that's almost like we got to get to be one. We got to get to be in black.
But okay, let's break this down. If I say that, right? If I say, how does that benefit us as a collective? Why? I don't see how that benefits our community, this, that, and the third. If I say that, right, and a person respond is, man, you put everything into black and white, man, you always looking at the bad of this. How can I build with that person? Like how?
The only way you're gonna build with that person is to get that person to understand he is a part of a collective, and that collective is impacted by whatever decisions are made over there. You are, whether you want to be or you don't want to be. Okay, I'm this. Being this does not remove your blackness and the condition of our blackness or black people. And at some point we must acknowledge. And I know there's a group of people that's like, that don't want to. It's okay if you don't want to, because you know what? You're just an indicator of the condition of the collective. The collective is a collective because that's how this society is set up. It is set up as a race, as Dr. Claude Anderson would say, and we racing for them economics. And you got a white man, you got an Asian man, you got, and it's a race. We got no cars and we racing around. And where's our car? And, we ain't got no car. We rooting for their cars. Well, until you become a part of the collective and understand, yeah, you got a car, and guess what? Your car has, the tires need replacing, you need an oil change, you need all of these things, while you over there rooting for somebody else and trying to be included, and they don't want you because you're not them. You are who you are. Don't deny who you are. To bridge the gap, we got to understand that we are one. We are. And I'm just using the terminology. We're changing the narrative. What is the narrative? Yeah. That we really have to change our mindset of how we see one another. When I see a young black girl, she needs to know I'm looking at a young black girl. And my interests are in her development and her using her gifts and her talent. Why? Because of the collective. That I think, we kind of lost some of that. That I represent more than just me. I'm a representative of the collective that I belong in, of the race that has been assigned to me, or whatever. That's who I represent. So if I'm out here and I'm wilding out, then I'm out here and I'm wilding out, and it makes us all look bad. If I'm out here and I'm being successful and I'm doing what needs to be done, it affects all of us. And so I don't know, the conversation, maybe we're going to see about this conversation. For me, if it's not called if we're not called the collective, and that's just a nice, gentle way for people, maybe we can get past the people that don't want to be black.
And that's the point I was.
I don't know. I'm proud to be black.
You keep saying the collective part, but you can't be collective with somebody that skin looks like yours, but their brain is not yours. So I can't preach to you about collective and all this, and you looking at me like, man, you crazy. I'm over here making 6 figures plus a year with this white man. You need to get off that black stuff. I can't do nothing with that. I can't conversate that out of you. And see, and that's where we stumble at, because we have beautiful souls like you that want us all to come together as a collective. And then we got people that just don't care about your view on it. To them, you just an old lady talking about some collective stuff, but you can't pay me with this white man paying me. So forget you and Tony on there talking about that stuff. Y'all can stay pro-black, So but that's the reality of what we dealing with, and we have to be real with that reality. See, we can't overdo that and be like, no, that's just a few. No, it's more than a few. Like the Black Panthers will tell you that. Like the same person that was giving Malcolm X mouth to mouth was the same person that set up the Black Panthers to get killed. Like this is us. Of course, set by the system, but the ones that now they sent by the system, even if the system don't directly send them, the system has programmed them to come at this as in a certain way. So they don't gotta sit you in the FBI room no more and give you the notes and give you all this. You program from birth how to go against your brother and your sister. That's something I can't shake that out of you. If you hate that if you hate that I'm building a school for kids and this is what I want to do, how can I talk you out of that? How can I tell you, oh man, come on, man, we brothers, man, no. So my natural reaction is, man, forget you. In my Miss Brown language, when what I'm saying, like, and that's when people are like, oh, it's combative. No, sometimes we need to be combative with the wrong ones. We don't need to be kumbaya with everybody. That's how the movement get killed, and that's what I'm trying to bring to the table. Not that I don't want to work with people, because that kid is not a soul walking around that know me, that don't know that I'm about the collective. But at the same time, I always tell people, being for Black people, you have to realize that they're gonna be the first. And I told you this before, and I know you hate it when I say it, but it's the truth. They're going to be the first.
No, but I know is that
the people that go against me right now, I haven't seen one white person go against me yet. Not one. And I talk nothing but pro-Black all day. Who come against me? People that look like me. People that do nothing in the community but got something to say about what I do. That's, you know what I'm saying. I'm ready for that, because now that let me know I'm getting to that level, because I sit back and watch Dr. Boyce, and I watch Tariq, and I watch all my mentors for years. And I'm like, man, why would a Black person be in your comments hating on what you're doing? Why would a person be saying that you a scammer? Why would a Black person be doing this? And I'm sitting back like, oh, it's just a programming thing. It ain't even about them. You know what I'm saying? Like, we got a museum. Oh, that's a scam. We got this going on. Oh, that's a scam. Everything is a scam when it's a Black person, preferably when it's a Black male involved. You get that as Black women that run stuff, but you get that more when it's a Black male running something or head of something. People come at it like, oh, he a scam. Oh, he trying to get over. What's the real deal? Dude told me the other day, man, why don't you just show your receipts? And I get, he wasn't coming at me funny. He said, why don't you show your receipts about like the money, like when you get donation and you go to Lowe's and spend that money, won't you show their receipts? And I said, I would, but if I get donated a couple $100 and then I sell plates and make hundreds more dollars, so say I make $600-700, couple hundred was donated, 300-400 was made off plates. So say I got $700 off that. If I go to Lowe's and I spend $1,400, $700, $200 was donated, $500 was made off plates, and $700 came out of my pocket. I don't need to show no receipts that y'all $200 that donated, this where it went. You're gonna see it when I post the pictures. But I get, but now I'm not even talking about him, because he was coming from a way to try to make us feel more comfortable. But I'm to the point where I don't want to make you feel comfortable. You believe in the mission or you don't. I'm not begging, I'm not asking, I'm not walking on eggshells to make you feel comfortable about giving me $10 when you get this white sister that did us bad forever, all your money. And you don't ask for nothing. You don't ask goodwill to show nothing. I told them about these Iranians in Temple. They got these pools, corner stores. I said, we done made them millions of dollars since they've been in Temple. They got about 5-6 stores. What? Tell me one time they have had a turkey drive, a food, a clothes giveaway, any of that, for our community. Not one time in decades that I've seen them around. But somebody like me that's proven that I was doing this I'm just now getting into the business side of this. I've been doing this out of my pocket for 20 years plus. I just shared my first ever kids picture. That was 22, 23 years ago. Wow. When I was a teenager, I was just out the pocket say, man, you know what? Let's start something for the Kids Foundation. That went for 14 years in a row until I said, I don't want to donate backpacks and stuff to public school. I want to get us out of the public school. That's the only reason that stops. So I revamped that, and now I got CEO Youth League. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I don't get it. You know what I'm saying? But I think I'm getting more I ain't gonna say combative, but I'm more war ready now. I'm like, man, you know what? I'm not finna be doing all this nice guy to and maybe you might give me $10 a month. No, if you got to think about giving me $10 a month off the work that I'm showing you, keep your $10. That's where I'm at now. I don't want to have to jump through hula hoops and do a backflip and show you that I'm doing all this for $10 a month. No, I'm cool. Keep your $10 and I'll just sell more plates. Let's how about that? You know what I'm saying? Let me do that because that's where I'm comfortable with anyway. I told you I'm more comfortable with having a product and selling a product like we're gonna be doing this weekend. All my kids, I got about 30 kids that's gonna about 24 said they're gonna be there. Hopefully the other ones come, but all them coming to sell snow cones. We having garage sale clothes, this and that. We coming to sell products to the community. And if you garage sale and you like to do that and you like food and you like all that, then come. I shouldn't have to beg you to do stuff you do anyway. If you go garage sale every weekend, I don't need to beg you to come to the vendor day. Just come. There's gonna be something there you like. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's where I'm saying that. But let me throw it back to you and let you take the floor because
Well, I think what you're doing.
Keep this balance.
Okay.
I don't want to sound like you're in a tirade.
No, we're gonna deal with that. We're gonna deal with that. We're gonna deal with that because that's energy that you're expending that I'm not sure is necessary. You know that some people are gonna give, period. Some people are gonna give and grumble. That's beyond your control.
Oh no! Like I say, I'm saying I'm not even. It's not to I'm an upset thing. No, but we must stop. What we like to do is, they just over there talking. Don't worry about them. But then it's been decades of that. Now let's call them out. Like, nah, man, y'all fraud. Y'all ain't for the community. Quit acting like it. Get over there. That's it. That's all I'm saying. It's not nothing. Oh, I'm mad. I want to fight you or nothing. It's not. I'm calling you out on what you really are. Because you talk about all this community stuff and you post memes all day, but tell me what have you did in your whole life?
But nothing. You don't want to put a lot of energy in that.
No, I do. No,
you don't. You want to put an appropriate amount of energy there.
Yeah, there you go.
That's what you got to put in check, appropriate amount, because it's your truth. It's your truth. It's what you're experiencing and how you're experiencing what you're doing. But at the same time, you are, you put out, hey, these are the people who are doing. So you can address this, but you got to focus more on those who catch the vision.
Yeah.
Those who understand that, I'm giving whatever I can every time I can, and you don't have to pump me up, right?
Yeah. No.
And the more that you build, the naysayers may come along, may not, but you'll have more people coming together and can connect to what it is that you are truly doing. You are building not for yourself, but for the collective. Even for the collective that don't even want it. They don't, we don't want our kids over there. We want our kids, like you always say, we want them playing sports. But when they see the value of what you have built, then you can be prepared to know that you're building, I guess what I always say is building community, but it's beyond the community to the collective. And I think I say that because you are connected with so many different groups. That's where your heart is. And we want to turn more people's hearts towards the collective, toward what we can do, what is possible. And it's sad that, we have to struggle the way that we do, but we don't get any government. We don't get government handouts. And we, like you said, we can barely support ourselves because we're in that rat race that we've been through the system that told us to get a job. Then the job pays us just enough to get from month to month. If we get a credit card, we can have a little more, and then we can have a car that we can't afford and the college that we couldn't pay for. You see what I'm saying? So I want you to just try to be, I want you to focus more on the good stuff. And then the reality that it's limited what we can do. It is that we could do more. But we have a condition that we're dealing with, and that's the reason why we're in the fight to begin with. If everything was all lined up cute and pretty and everybody was going to act right, we wouldn't even be needing to build a CEO youth. We wouldn't need a house of resources. We can access the resources that everybody else has access to. We got to wake up to the fact that we don't have those resources. We don't have the same opportunities, even though those some people would say, Yes, we do. We do. Y'all just using that black as an excuse. No, I'm not using black as an excuse. If I go up to the bank and apply for a loan, and my white counterpart goes and applies for a loan, they come out with the loan, and I have better looking numbers than them. There's a reason for that. Okay, but until you run into some of these things, experience some of these things, acknowledge some of these things, then you're just moving in the way that you move. You don't see it. You don't understand. If you haven't taken the initiative, to do something, all I can do is badmouth you. I got that. I can do that. That's easy. I can tell you, Tony, show me some receipts, but I'm not doing anything. I can do it real easy, Tony. I can give you a hard time while you building because I've never tried anything.
It's not even a hard time. It's I guess I take it on and I love it. Like that's why I say I don't want nobody to just misconstrue like I'm just upset or mad. I love this. Like this fighting, waking up every day. Like I gotta tell people, I have never in my life used an alarm clock. Never. Because my purpose wakes me up every day. Like that's awesome. I don't sleep. I don't sleep. I haven't slept like maybe more than 4 or 5 hours straight in years. Because I wake up. I just wake up. Even if I'm not up, I just wake up. Jot down some things thinking I love my life. So I don't want nobody to think, but this is a reality. And not, like I said, that's why I like talking to you because you kind of balance it out. But I got to stay focused on the reality of the people I deal with. I just had this conversation with a cousin of mine at my grandma's house yesterday. The mindset.
Yeah.
And I talked to my grandma about it's the mindset of we think we got it together and we don't got nothing. How we got it together? You living with grandma trying to figure out some stuff, and you telling me that I'm tripping about this black stuff. You telling me I'm tripping about why I didn't get my corona shot and all this type of stuff, and the young people that did get it that's dropping dead from heart attacks. Even though I said this 2 years ago, this will happen. Now maybe something else is the reason why they're having heart attacks. Okay, whatever. You know what I'm saying? So what I'm talking about, I love to challenge the way we think, not to change nobody.
Awesome.
My mentor always says it's too late in the game for that. And that's the part that I get what you're saying, but in my world, it's too late in the game to change anybody's mind.
Okay. So if I look at what you're saying and when you're saying it, because I've taken the time to listen and to hear you, Tony is just not just because that kind of diminishes what you're doing. Tony is challenging the thoughts and the actions and patterns of people that need to be challenged.
Yeah,
these things need to be challenged. He's not mad. He's not upset. He's still on point and on mission.
Yeah, on point and on mission every day. Like,
yeah,
I don't like, even when I post, I be laughing when I be posting it because I'm like, man, my people just don't get it. That's why I'm always like, we just don't get it. And I understand we don't get it, but me understanding it don't mean that I'm gonna coddle you and tell you it's all right, come on with it. No, because I like that. I like when people say, "Oh man, all you talk about is that black stuff." I like when people say, when I hear somebody and they say, "Oh yeah, man, I'm a look out for this. I'm gonna donate to this. I'm gonna be there for that," and they never show up. All I'm doing is clearing it out. I'm not. So now I can't even be fooled no more because we didn't already went through this. We went through this. You didn't come through. It's cool. Stay over there. Like, it's not a mad thing. Like, people don't understand this is war. See, when you at war, you want to know who on your side and who not, right? Mm-hmm. You want to know, you don't want to be at war and you shooting this way and somebody behind you might shoot you in the head. You know what I'm saying? But you thinking that's your teammate. That's what I mean about I studied too many movements that all our movements was killed by somebody that looked like us, most of the time sent by the system. But at the same time, that person that looked like us loved that they was in the position to derail this movement. They looked for it. They was just so excited about it, and they talk like us, and they move like us, and they throw the fists up like us, and they just not there for us. So me calling it out, when you around me, you forced to talk about us. If you don't talk about us, you're not gonna be around me.
Right.
You could be the best person in the world. You might go get you could be the richest person in the world individually. I don't care how much money you get. If you're not talking about the collective, I don't care. Like, you broke to me. I don't care about no money. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
that don't impress me. The moves you making with the group and the moves you making for our people is what. But see, that's what I go back and forth with guys. That's most of the time, the guys that have something to say about me or go back and forth with me are guys that have made a lot of money with the white system.
Mm-hmm.
So what I'm talking about, I'm just tripping. You just want them, you know what I'm saying, them black men that you try to make everything the white man fault. And you've been around me enough. I blame us for a lot of stuff. I will always say this. Systematically it was set up, but it's on us to change all this stuff. I don't like the last thing I'm worried about is a quote unquote white person. Maybe the system that was put together by white people I focus on. I don't focus on nobody of any other color. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the last thing I'm worried about. I'm worried about people that look like me, that like we talking about today, that infiltrate. I haven't had no white energy yet that came to me bad. I done had a lot of bad black energy, like daily.
Wow.
The reality of it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I gotta call it out. It ain't no, well, them my brothers and they just gotta come together. No, them the same brothers that will have me harmed, have me locked up, have something done bad to me. I can't play like that. If you watch First 48, right? First 48, the murder show, they'll tell you that 90%, I think it's like 93% of people that kill people, you know. It ain't nobody. Most people don't just kill a stranger that they never met. Most people, it has happened, but most of the time, somebody that kills or does something bad to another person, they know that person. That's what we gotta watch. That's what we but see, with us as a people, we're so open and we so loving and we so morally want to be the right. Because morally we've been so down so long, we want to come together as a whole, and we don't realize that we can never come together all together. It's gonna be levels to it. You know what I'm saying? And hopefully, like you say, some of the people I'm like stand over there, hopefully one day that they start seeing, because I start seeing late. So I'm not saying like throw them away like they're no good, but right now I need you away from me because you're dangerous to me. For the way I think and the way I move, you can cause me harm, and I don't want nobody that I feel like can cause me harm. I'm cool with you. Not, you know what I'm saying? And you might be a great person. You might can help me get a lot of money. I'm cool. I don't need that money. I don't need that energy. I don't need none of that. Until like-minded. I tell people all the time, I don't care how much money you got. I'd rather deal with somebody that's like-minded, broke, than somebody that's rich and got a different mindset. I don't want to deal with that rich person with a different mindset. I just don't. So the mindset is key on me. So I'm not gonna talk a person that into their white money and every picture they got is with 30 Beckys and all this type of stuff. And and I'm tripping. No, I ain't tripping. You tripping, but okay, that's cool. Just stay over there, and I stay over there too.
No, I get it. I get that. That's not a mindset you can build with, because they're not even interested in what it is you're trying to build. They kind of far gone and over there, right?
That's a black mind, white mind. I can't deal with that. I can't even talk you into being black no more. You're already converted. Hopefully you can come. Maybe Mama Brown can get you to cross over, but I can't.
I got it. And everybody ain't for your body. And stuff is just, clear and plain. And I think life in this world is, when until it knocks on your door and you stop refusing to acknowledge the condition of a people, which a people group you are a part of, then we get what we get. I'm over here, I'm feeling good, I'm doing my, but if you don't ever connect culturally, if you don't ever connect that is not who we are, that we really are a collective, that we were taught to hate ourselves.
Yes.
And to hate people who look like us. Sure. We were taught that we were less than. Those little microaggressions, those little things that said you're not good enough, you're not good enough. And we have to overcome all of those, right? Yes. And you are on target when you say we starting with the babies. You're not gonna get our babies because when we can get them, we're building into them what needs to be put there to erase all of this doubt so that they can walk into their greatness and know that they have a collective, whether the collective is 2, 3, 50 or 5,000, 50,000. But they know that there are people who have overcome what it is that's happened to many others, because they're going to look and go, well, what about Uncle so-and-so and cousin so-and-so? What happened to them?
Yeah.
And then they have to understand they were part of a system. And this is why we have CEO Youth League. This is why we have Wealth is Gangster. This is why we have these things, because we needed to get you to your culture and to be able to stand up against, when you're being treated less than, when you're standing in line and the person goes to somebody else and overlooks you, and you're supposed to be quiet about it because you're not supposed to cause any trouble. No, you speak up because you are valuable. People don't put words in your mouth. You put thoughts in their minds. You see what I'm saying? So with the youth, you're right on target with building and sending them out. And some of the other ones, they might not come to it.
Oh yeah, for sure. And
they just okay. and I think with as you said, if the mindset isn't right, you are detrimental, because I don't want anything that streams from you or you putting something into my kid's head, the youth's head, other than empowerment.
That's it.
I don't want the sickness. I don't want the sickness that you have infecting the collective with the collective mindset of uplift.
Yeah, and that's it. That's all I'm saying. It's like, so I don't want it's a war, so I don't want people to feel like, oh man, Tony just mad. He mad because the person. I appreciate every single dollar anybody give me, but Mama Brown, if everybody disappear and don't give me another dollar, that store, the House of Resources will still be open.
It's still gonna be on, but we know that.
That's just what it is. You know what I'm saying? So this ain't nothing about that. This ain't no tangent that I'm spazzing out at. That I need more money. I need this. If I don't get another dollar, I just need us to think different and be more proud of us and put more energy into us. Like, I got a cousin that this dude ain't shared the House of Resources one time, but he shared that it's another 7-Eleven coming to Temple.
Well, they got some black on 7-Elevens. Maybe that's what he meant. It was
that ain't what he meant. It's another white on. Ain't no black on nothing coming to Temple, but maybe a barbecue or a barbershop. You know what I'm saying? And that's a problem that we got to handle too, because I'm tired of barbershops and barbecues being our only businesses as black people. You know what I'm saying? But that's a whole nother episode. We'll talk about that later.
Yeah.
But and that's a guy that's nothing bad, not a bad spirited. I don't need you in my life though. Why? What purpose do you serve in my life? Tell me. Because I've been in business 15, 20 years. You ain't never supported one thing.
Mm-hmm.
But that's the same person that'll see you, man. I see what you're doing, man. Salute. No. I don't need no daps. I don't need no daps, my G. Like, hey, man, take care. We're not doing it. We're not playing no more. Just walk past me. Like I tell people all the time, man. I said, if me and you don't rock, you see me on the side of the road, blow the horn and keep going. If I see you on the side of the road, I'm gonna blow it twice and keep going. Like, that's why I'm at. Let me walk. Hey, I'm cool.
And that's cool. I think that's cool.
I'm cool. I got somebody that's in my network that I can call. You keep on going. You pass me up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And like I say, it's not a mad thing. It's just about.
It's what has to happen.
In the sand. It's time to know who on your team. Like I say, if I'm at war, I don't want to think like, oh man, my cousin, that's my cousin, so I should think they got my back. But they ain't never showed that in my 40 years. So why would I think that they got my back? No, you don't think like that in war. You everybody on here got your back. Regardless, you don't even hesitate and think about that. So if I gotta hesitate and think and try to talk myself into thinking that you're a better person, or talk myself into thinking, oh man, one day they're gonna just keep believing in them, Tony. Keep doing this, keep hope alive, like Obama used to say. Keep hope alive. I had a lot of hope with Obama, and ain't nothing happened. You know what I'm saying? Like, the hope is dead. I want to see if it is or if it ain't. And
he served his purpose, if nothing else, to crush that and tell you better be about that life, because it ain't happening up here at the White House.
Obama changed my life because
not just yours.
When he got up in there, I just knew, okay,
not just yours.
We're gonna crack this code now. It's official. Then at first, and I was still in that stage. The first 4 years,
we said he gonna do it the second
time, because now they
can't touch him.
Yeah, they can't.
He ain't got to get reelected, and look what happened.
Immigrant bill, LGBT bill. He gave billions to every other country in the world, just like Biden did the other day, talking about he finna send billions somewhere. I don't care if a alien run next year against Biden. I'm voting for the alien.
Voting for the alien.
I'm 40 years old. I have never voted for nobody but a Democrat. ever. That's changing this year. I can promise you that's changing this year.
Uh-huh.
I don't care. I don't care who it is that run. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm literally not voting. I'm literally gonna make sure I need to go take my thing from being a Democrat to a Republican, but it don't matter because I'm voting Republican anyway. I don't, and you know why? Because people say, well, the Republicans are racist. Okay, Democrats are racist. But let me tell you what, the more I think about it, I am more of a Republican now. I don't want people crossing my borders and can get more than I can get while my family the one built this country. You know what I'm saying? But you can cross the border and get food stamps. You can cross the border and get a check, and you can get housing just by crossing the border. I don't want billions of dollars going overseas when you won't even pay my people reparations. I don't want that. I don't want LGBT being taught to my, and I ain't against nobody. Whatever you.
But I can guarantee you. I can guarantee you that, but I don't see either of the two parties making that happen.
What?
The things that you're referring to as it relates
what I'm saying is Democrats are already doing what Republicans wouldn't do. Like a Donald Trump would not have LGBT taught in schools. No matter what how crazy you think he is not going to do that. Donald Trump is not going to have immigrants crossing the borders getting checks. Them things I can say for sure. I know that, and he might hate my guts, but at least I know on those couple fronts he gonna have my back, even if.
Well, I think it's the other fronts that we have to be concerned as well. You know, if you're stripping away our rights and providing, you know, us not having the opportunity. Yeah, I don't know if Donald and Abbott are lockstep. Okay, so this is where I am. My focus is on us and what we build for ourselves that is sustainable.
That's first.
I can't with them. No, because they're gonna do what they're gonna do. It's a system set up. I believe Obama was groomed from childhood to be in that position when he was. Remember, they got the long range plans.
Yeah. We got to have the same plan. So we just build for us. Of course, everything I do is always. I don't even care about them in the bigger scheme of things, but in a strategic scheme of things, I'm voting Republican because that's going to benefit us more than a Democrat. And I'm just talking about, like I say, even if it's indirectly. Indirectly, I can tell you indirectly, man, how many, like 400 or 500 black people was hired at this plant in Chicago because Donald Trump had them people raid and took like 1,000 immigrants out of there that was illegal. Indirectly, Donald Trump don't love us, but indirectly that he hate our country being flooded with immigrants so much. It indirectly helped us. You know what I'm saying?
I get what you're saying. Each group has their own agenda.
Yeah, and see,
the agenda does not benefit us in any way for either of the groups. We're being harmed either way. We better wake up, take care of ourselves, and handle some business. Get a level of power that will give us a voice. Right now, the reality is, without a collective, bridging the gap collective, without us moving in a collective manner on national issues as we talked about, police brutality and reform and all of that. If we don't move as a collective and we have no power economically to impact these systems that we're talking about. They don't care about us.
But see, that's what I'm saying. I'm trying to get my people to realize, stop worrying if they do care about us, because I don't care. I don't care about them. But strategically, if we're going to be building all our stuff, right? If we doing all, because everything I'm doing is outside of the system. I've been telling you that since day one. Everything I do, building a nation, my plan is it don't have nothing to do with politics or none of that. But we're in a country that, if we like it or not, they're going to be over us running stuff. So
we don't come together as a collective and can swing our power one way or the other.
We ain't gonna never do that.
Okay, then. So
because too many of our people are gonna vote Democrat. Most of our people are gonna vote for Biden no matter what. I can tell them about
they changing. You know, we changing up on them. No, we don't even have go to the polls around here. It's just ridiculous.
94% of people that do go to the polls are gonna vote Democrat. That's black. That's just a fact.
That's black.
That's a fact. And most of them are the Bible thumpers that don't care about it. What no youngster like me talking about. They've been Democrats since birth, and they gonna die Democrats. They don't care about no plan. They don't care about Biden sending hundreds of thousands of black men to prison with the crime bill.
I can't.
They don't care about none of that stuff, right?
Right.
And my grandma told me, well, I'm voting for Biden because Trump racist. I said, Grandma, how many bills have Trump did that locked up hundreds of thousands of black people?
He wasn't there. He was doing his own racist mess with his business, but I'm gonna leave that alone.
Look,
I can't be on the Trump. I'm not against. And
hold on. This is my point right here. We have to get out the emotional part about what we feel personal. I know Trump don't care about me. I don't care about that. Strategically, he's better than Biden. That's what I'm trying to get my people to stop, because when they hear Trump, for some reason, Trump just does something bad to our people. But I'm trying to figure out why Biden don't do that. Because Biden unlocked more of us. Biden been in there for 45 years.
I don't know the cognitive. Well, you do know historically. Yeah. Your grandmama, your great, that's the only reason why.
But that's what I'm saying.
But it's not. I'm not saying it's
where
right.
Has that got us? Where has that got us?
I'm not saying. Well, they would tell you that those who are in that camp will run it down to you, baby.
I know.
You got the Voting Rights Act. You got the Civil Rights, and guess what? Now you can have one principal out of 13 campuses that can be. You haven't gotten much, but they take a little and make it much to make themselves feel good. So no, we haven't gotten much from either side.
But see, that's what we do. Hold on. This is what we do. This is what we do. We always do that. We always say, right? Well, ain't now side did nothing for us, right? But if you let's say you've been running an office for 40 years. Why would you in 90% of the black vote came to you?
They did nothing. It's horrible. I'm with you, Tony.
But look. How many percentage?
But you can't turn them around. You can't turn them around.
No, yes, we can.
Look, we're gonna turn them around.
Let me tell you a strategic.
We're gonna turn the babies around, but not them old heads.
If we went from 94% Democrat to 50-50 Democrat Republican, what would that do? Now we somebody that they gonna fight for. Now we somebody that they gonna do bills for. Now the Republicans don't care about us because we ain't gonna get no vote anyway. Just think about it. Like if you're not gonna vote for me anyway, good.
I'm sorry, my phone coming on.
If you're not gonna vote for me anyway, what I care about your things? I don't care.
What?
So that's what I'm trying to say. Like we say, well, we've been.
I just think it's all rigged from it's rigged beyond Donald Trump. See, Donald Trump
is rigged because we're rigged. Our the way we process information and the way we put it out is rigged. That's why the game is rigged, because we're saying, well, Trump, they don't do nothing for us anyway. It's not a Trump thing. Like, so let me stop saying Trump, because Trump is a trigger word for black folks. I love the name Trump. Like, it don't do nothing for me. It don't make me feel no bad or worse. Biden makes me feel worse. I get triggered when I hear Biden, because that's somebody that I can tell you, people that I know locked up because of his bill. That's somebody I could tell you in 1978, he said he didn't want his kids going to a segregated school because
all of that.
Yeah, all that.
I'm with you.
So that's more of a trigger word than that to me. I'm talking about strategically taking the personal feelings out, taking the emotional feelings out, taking what we feel about a certain party individually. Let's just call it the Green and the Black Party. If you only vote for the Green Party, why would the Black Party do something for you? That's just a question. Like, forget the Democrat, Republicans. Let's just make up some stuff. If we wake up tomorrow and we all vote for the Green Party and we let the Black Party know we ain't never voting for y'all, we vote for this Green Party, what incentive do they got to do anything for us? And what incentive do the Green Party got to do something for us, because they know we're gonna vote for them even if they don't do nothing, because for the last 60 years they have not did nothing and we still gave them 93% of our vote.
Of those that voted, it's so many. It's so many of us that don't even vote. So it doesn't. I don't. I mean, if it makes you feel better to vote one way or the other,
like I say, anything I do is never personal. It's always strategic.
I'm not talking about personal. I'm talking about whatever your conviction is. If you are convicted that is what is for you, because for me, I'm like this. This
So,
is where I am. If
let me
you
ask you
don't
this.
say black and have a black agenda,
Yeah.
you don't get my vote, period.
Okay,
Why?
but okay, I hear that, and I'm with that. But how many times have you voted in your life?
I voted often. Probably every time I voted for
And
Shirley Chisholm.
I can guarantee not one vote have you ever had for a Republican. Is that a lie or true?
It is not the truth.
So what Republican has you voted for?
I'm gonna tell you, I went in there. It was that little nasty Bill Clinton. Now my Christian values wouldn't let me let a hoe vote for a hoe.
So you
voted the nasty for Clinton. So I voted for the Republican that year.
The Bush, right?
Yeah, whatever it was. But I was like, oh man, And so I had, and there might be other times, but that's a time that I recall. I don't vote based on Democrat, Republican. But I vote on what and then I vote local. You know what I mean? I vote on things that I think will have an impact. So, I voted for President Obama because I think he had Michelle, and Michelle had me thinking she was black. And she wasn't black enough.
They were black enough. You just can't be black enough in there. You could be black. You ain't gonna. That's that benign neglect. That's another. Well,
I don't know how you could. I don't know her background that you could allow your husband, whatever his background is, to go up in there and do nothing for black folks or marginally address black folks.
I mean,
but I do understand. I do understand. What educational system did they come out from up under? Highly indoctrinated in this system, huh?
I said, what education do we all come from?
No. But they went to the Harvards and you know what I'm saying. They ain't playing around where I was playing around. I was at Dillard University. I was at the HBCU. I was being taught that I've got to get out here and take care of my community, and nobody else will. So I had a different experience than what they had.
You go to HBCU now, most of them, they got, like Dr. Boyce always had me laughing. He said, man, when I want to go teach black kids, I had to do an interview with a Chinese man at HBCU. So he walked up out of there. Like HBCUs is different than what you experienced. They're not even HBC. It's more Chinese professors, white kids. Like that's a whole.
We had white professors. We had continental African professors. And so it wasn't even then, but it was the student body, the culture, the history of the school, the people that, preceded you. So, and it may be way different now, but there's no difference. I mean, there is a major difference in between going to a predominantly white institution and a black school. It's different. I'm pretty sure it is. So, I'm pretty sure it is. So me and you have walked kind of the same path. I'm not saying I don't know if I can. I don't know, but I don't have a really serious connection to you hate Donald Trump. Like I can't stand. Truth wherever it lies is truth. It don't matter where it fall at.
I want to go back to what you said. You said you didn't vote for Bill Clinton because he was HOE,
I said a hoe.
Okay.
He's nasty. So Let me stop. That was my steeped in Christianity that got me there.
Okay. Well, so why the Christianity can't say I could never vote for Biden because he had a bill that locked up hundreds of thousands of black men?
It can to me, but I'm not everybody, and you're not everybody. Biden, I can't stand Creepy Joe. Can't stand him.
So you didn't vote for him?
I can't stand Creepy Joe.
You didn't vote for him last time?
No. Well, let me tell the truth. I had Babatunde.
Who?
Babatunde. If you ever, we had a black bookstore here under one roof. To whom you give your money, to whom you give your power.
I heard that.
I got a message from him that convinced me, and I'm honoring my elders. I voted for Creepy Joe. But I don't like Creepy Joe.
What was his message that made you it
was more of who he was, who he is, right?
Who and Biden or him?
Babatunde. It was about the person.
Okay, I got you.
Who kind of laid that kind of at my feet.
I got you.
You see what I'm saying? So I did it, but I didn't do it for that, and I regretted it.
Yeah. I
wish I wouldn't have. I can't stand Creepy Joe. But I respect Babatunde. And I respect that, you know, the intent of our ancestors and this and this and whatever. And so I did. I voted for Creepy Joe, but I don't like Creepy Joe. Would I vote for? I'm thinking he ain't gonna. But if he run again, would I vote again? No.
Yeah,
I become so disengaged. I was talking with a lady today, and she's like, "Oh, you gotta come with me to come get out the vote." Not if we don't have anything to vote for.
Oh yeah, we definitely.
If we don't have anything to vote for, don't call me. Yeah. Don't call me. No, when you get somebody who is going to stand up with a black agenda that's gonna have black issues and not skirt around them, that's the one I'm gonna come out the closet for. Right now, I'm just staying. I ain't got time for it.
But now, you helping me make my point. Because I don't care about I don't care about either side. They both they the two heads of the same.
Did you hear me say that?
Yeah, no. But I'm saying, but that's why you helping me with my agenda, because we can't make either party do something right. And like you say, most of them
unless we can.
How?
Until we get the economic power and collective, and we can move in strategically. Mm-hmm. Then we can, but we're not there. We got, so from here and here. But if we can come together and say, and the only way we can do that is if we look at it as a collective, not look at it as me personally, not look at it as my group. This is what he's going to do for the Christians. This is what he's going to do for the whatever, however other way you can segment us. And so now we're voting based on this as opposed to what they doing for black people, because I'm one of them.
We know that 93% ain't finna shake off Democrats. They don't care about no collective. They don't care.
Well, unless like I said,
I'm talking for me, but I'm part of groups that's 8,000 here, 10,000. So it's not just me saying that I'm voting for anybody but Biden. That's the groups that I'm. Because we coming from the same. At first, we was like, okay, if don't nobody got reparations on the thing, we're not voting. That, and there's still some people.
You gonna have some black on there, and I want reparations on there.
Yeah. And so I got people that saying if reparations is not on the table, they will never vote. I get that. I understand that. I salute that. Whatever makes you feel better, I'm with it. But I'm saying if reparations ain't on the table, like you said, they need a black agenda, right? And that was my point when I brought up old guy. That was a black agenda indirectly. If you can clean up a plant and that plant has to hire hundreds and hundreds of black people because of the immigrants you moved out, you just help black people. Not that you love black people, not that you did it for them, you did it because you don't want that. Okay, I'm cool with that. To me, that's an indirect black agenda. If the Democrats got LGBT and cross-dressers going to schools, but this Republican would never have that. Okay, even though you don't care about us and that's not your agenda, if you stop that, that's helping the black agenda. So that's what I'm saying. Sometimes we want them to say out loud, and I get you. I definitely want them to have a plan. I want them to say, this is what I'm doing, this is what I stand on. But we know they're not going to do that. Why? Because of the points I made. They're not going to do that because all of us, most of us, 93, 94% going to vote Democrat no matter what, no matter who, no matter, right? So they like, okay. So for me to ask them to do something that I already know the Democrats ain't gonna do, I'm the one that's delusional, because why would you do something if I'm only giving you like 4 or 5%? I wouldn't even do nothing for 4 or 5%. And then it's even crazier that the 93%, I ain't gotta do nothing for them because they so brainwashed that they gonna vote for me if I never do nothing for them. So I ain't gotta do nothing for the 93.
We got that part.
I ain't gotta do nothing for the 6%. So right. I ain't gotta do nothing at all, right?
But we got that part, right? We got that part. Mm-hmm. Now, as a collective, with what you're saying, now I'm being extremely extreme with it, going, somebody contact me and I go look at their stance, and if I don't see something that addresses me or my people directly, and I hate that the last thing that was sent to me, the only thing that could possibly address my people was criminal justice reform.
Yeah, no,
that ticked me off. Yeah. And that's like, no, I need some economics. That's going to be better than criminal justice reform to move us up somewhere. But anyway,
no, black people are not criminals, so they don't even, like, every time you talk about
that's at the bottom of the list. Yeah, everybody else came before them. Miss me with that. Go find the other people who want to engage in that foolishness. I'm on the build. I'm building in and around and supporting whoever is doing what's good for the collective, you know. So what we have to do, should we get the collective mindset, is exactly what you're saying. It doesn't have to say Black, but we need to be able to distinguish between this group, and any independence, which one is going to benefit us most. It doesn't have to say Black. You know, if you saying the immigration reform, that as soon as you say, well, immigration, we don't want to let people come over here, then now we got, you know, the big blowout of.
I don't care. I don't care about no blowout. I'm
just saying.
Yeah.
We have so many things that so even with immigration, right? You mistreat Haitian immigrants. You mistreat immigrants from different parts of
all immigrants. We need to stop until my people taken care of. I don't care about.
Hey,
I get it.
That's what they taken care of. Period. I said, but that's what I'm saying. As a collective, we all have to be saying the same thing or close enough to the same thing. All my people, some of my people, but this right here, we can tell how it hurts us. Mm-hmm. So, you know, we might have, but that's exactly what needs to happen. So from click to collective, we see that
we went all over in this 10
I don't care. You know, I be keeping us. I be pulling us back.
Okay.
From click to collective mindset, collective understanding of how this world impacts us as a group. We got to get out of the individual. I made it, and so sad for everybody else that didn't. They better pull themselves up by their own bootstraps. Mm-hmm. Baby, some of us don't have boots. What about, you know, straps and none of that? And so bridging the gap, the click to the collective. I have some strong views, but my strong views will take a seat to a collective agenda that moves us forward.
I'm glad you said that moves us forward, not just a collective agenda, a collective agenda that moves us forward. And if it don't move forward, I'm the person that's gonna call it out and say, "Nah, that's
that was dumb. Why y'all didn't know?" Y'all tried, it was good, but y'all we getting ready to do it my way now. But anyway, but just allowing things to happen and never having a voice and never being able to stand up. You know, there's so many things that are so hurtful that there's no collective. I don't know until I find another word, but there's some things that as a collective, things happen in nation, like George Floyd, as a collective, whether the rest of the world stood up or not, we definitely in this country had the opportunity as Black people to stand up and say that's wrong. And in so many other fronts that we have the opportunity to stand up as a collective and say that's wrong and we're not going to put up with it. We're going to do something as a collective. And I think until we can move more in those lines that and stop thinking we need everybody else. Come on if you want to. But if you don't, it's us. We have to secure our own. We have to secure our own strong foundation. Nobody's giving us anything.
I'm with that, and I used to always. I was big on that, but I have to realize that the system realized how to break that up when they killed Malcolm and Martin and all.
You're
that.
Right.
Because they realized that, okay, let's start hand picking some out. Let's start giving some better jobs. Let's
go all the way back to Marcus Garvey. Just go all the way back. They will not allow it.
Yeah.
But we have to have it. So what are we going to do?
And see, that's another thing when you're talking about the immigrants and all that that's Black. Like Marcus Garvey was a rider for us. Most immigrants that come over here is not no Marcus Garvey. You have, and people have said that they are before they let you over here, after Marcus Garvey, they started really going through the people's background, what you stand for, this and that. They don't want no more freedom fighters coming from other countries. So now what we get the coons, we get the people that's gonna go that they can use against us to go against us, right? So that's what I'm saying. We have to be complex thinkers, and we got to stop being emotional thinkers, because the emotional side that says, oh no, a person coming from Africa, a person coming from Caribbean, that's my brother, that's my sister. Reality shows us that most of those people they bringing over here from those countries are undermining us. That's a fact. That's just what it is. You go to any gossip site, you go to all these a black foreign.
Can I say it this way? Can I say not enough of them are coming with an understand? And I don't know. I will say this. I am so. I think the collective as a Pan-Africanist.
Yeah, no, I know.
I do not. I understand the power if we just came together as a collective in this country, in the United States. But imagine the power of the collective as a whole across, you know, across the globe. Imagine we're everywhere. We are everywhere, and guess what? Wherever we are powerful. But if we're under the thumb of somebody else and still trying to figure out how to get their foot off our neck, that's where we are. But collectively, and like I don't know if I mentioned it here. No, I think we was with Evie when I told you I'm watching that Julius Malema. Oh my, that joker! Malema get him that business, and he's getting the people together. And I can't wait. March 20th. They supposed to have the whole shutdown. I'm like, good. I hope we look over there and look at them and say, if they could do it there, we could do it here. We've got to come together to go against the things that are happening around us and to us. That doesn't happen to other people. And we just quiet. We just silent because we can't. We don't believe we can do it. We don't want to do it. We're scared to do it. We're too fractured to do it. So, yeah.
Like I say, it's complex. It
is.
But
and it was done so strategically.
I deal with a few Pan-African, and I salute my brother. I got land in Africa. I got people over there that I mess with. But this is the same thing I deal with, like with my white friends. I just be real. And if I can't be real and it offends you, then we not friends anyway. So I can tell my white quote unquote friends how I feel and the injustice. Just like I can tell my Pan-Africanness that name another Marcus Garvey that's been over here since. Name somebody that fights for us. We've been fighting for the Pan-African and the Africa connection for years. Julius, that's a great name. But name somebody that fights for us. Like that's our brothers from that continent.
Yeah. So everybody
of it. That's just, see what I think where you come from is the good spirit of we can do it and we will do it one day. I come from the spirit of I just ain't seen it done, so I just gotta call it like I see it until I'm not gonna be.
I ain't seen it.
I'm not gonna be cheerful and hopeful if I ain't seen it in 40 years. I'm not cheerful and hopeful. You gotta show me now. I'm from St. Louis. This show me state.
Show me state. This was very powerful to me that I didn't understand. It's really complex. But so we have great scholars. They had Africana studies, right? And you have the John Henry Clark and
hey, that's the right.
You have right, and even Amos Wilson, you know. And they showed pictures of how they would dress back then. And then there was a comedic with the Wayans brothers, the comedy show that they did. And they would do little
Living Single. I'm not Living Single. Living
Color.
The
Homie the Clown and all of them.
Living Color.
Yeah. They made fun of the people who had the information that could liberate us and made us look at them as funny and laughing and jokes. So it's complex. So that's somebody, or those are people who Africana studies didn't start with American slavery, but understood it and understood everything that came after it and before it. And they would want to be able to share that education, educate us as a collective, but on a national TV show. And other times it probably haven't been pointed out, they made us to laugh at each other and disregard our brothers and sisters who were academically sound. So yeah, we got to fight. We got to fight on so many fronts. We got to fight for the purity of our ability to educate ourselves and not to be manipulated by halftime shows and Grammy Awards and all that foolishness. And yeah, so that was amazing. When I was like, dang, I didn't know. I was just laughing at Living Colors. I didn't know about these group of scholars. And now I went to, I'm not gonna remember what it was called, but I went to Maryland and we went over to DC. And man, I sat with Baba Gregory was there. Yeah, Dick Gregory was there. All kind of people was lined up. Who was that other guy from Mississippi? David Banner.
Oh,
You know David Banner. I took a picture with him. That got my daughter's attention. She like, Mama, what you doing? What you do? I was like, baby, I don't know, but he was at the conference. I can't remember what it was called, but it was so many other greats. Dr. Umar was there. I got to see we bridging the gap, right? Yeah. They ain't bridged the gap that good that day because they was messing with him. He was to come on next, and one of the old heads was talking, right? And he was going to talk extra and extra long to shorten up Umar's time, to put that young brother in his place. And I was like, I'm just watching the dynamics of, not being able to fully walk together and appreciate the gifts that are that is around us. We should be looking and pouring into him, knowing our time is limited. You got to be pouring back into somebody. And if you need correcting, pull him to the side and correct him. Try to get the joker together, get him right, for the sake of our people. But yeah, I don't know how I got there. It's okay. But the collective is important. From click to collective. We got to change the mindset. I don't care.
We might have to do another part to this because this is the part 2 of today because of the technical difficulties.
Yeah,
we already it's 10:05. I'm surprised either one of us haven't got a knock at the door yet.
Okay, no, just Bruno. My dog came in. He was like, "Mine's taking too long."
So any last words as we wrap up for the day? I think we're gonna have to continue that because we could have kept going for another hour or two.
No, I mean this is what you built it for. To show people that you can communicate. You can communicate across, we 20 years different. You're male, I'm female. Bridging the gap, like I said, I'm a Pan-African. Everybody's not Pan-Africanist. I have my journey. You have your journey. And guess what? We as a people can come together. We can bridge the gap. There needs to not be any gaps. There needs to be just that, reality of we're all here together and we need to work together, pull together to move forward. That's it.
Yeah, and it's nothing against like I say, I just live on truth. So I'm never, and like I repeat to myself 1,000 times, I never come at any situation disrespectful, but I will tell the truth. And this is stuff that I have learned because I was like, okay, I don't care where you're from. You look like me. You're a brother. Then I have to realize that all of them don't look at me the same way. That's just a reality.
That's reality.
And then I have to look at how the system plays us against each other. So, okay, I'm talking about this is like the last 3-4 years that like, hold on, I like seeing a whole different world. I'm like, hold on, because from America, we ride with African, we ride with the Caribbeans because they're black. So that's our natural state.
Yeah.
But then we got to realize that a lot of them don't think like that. Look, this is something me and my wife talk about. My wife is from the islands, and she got people in her family that don't care about no Black American, just straight up.
But how did that happen though?
We can't hide from that reality.
So we have a part 3. How did that happen? What do they have that we don't?
It doesn't matter if you don't care about me, but I care about you. You're detrimental to me. Like how you got there. If I got the dude want to harm me in the streets, I can't take time to figure out how did he get there. He want to harm me. I got to make sure.
Well, we ain't talking about people wanting to harm you, Tony.
I'm talking
this
about
what we're talking about.
People that
we're talking about a collective. The people that came here were part of a collective.
And all of them didn't mean us no good. That's a reality.
It doesn't matter if they didn't mean us any good, but until we become a collective, we hurting. All I'm saying is we hurting. Whether they like us or they don't like us, we still, if they're not responsible, we've got to come together. If I'm from the Caribbean, if I'm from I have Haitian, if I'm Haitian, I'm Haitian. I'm riding with Haitian. It don't mean I can like you or
it shut off. I think it was getting too hot. But we definitely gonna keep that conversation going because we gotta just be real about this stuff. We, like I'm always tell truth. I don't talk about opinions. I don't talk about emotions. I don't talk about how I feel. I just talk about truth. Most of the people that come over here do not like us, and that's the reality. It's out of my control because we were born to like and love them. So I didn't grow up. We make fun of people, whatever. We make fun of everybody. That's part of our culture. But that's a reality. It's a reality that black. If you're African and Caribbean and go to jail, they put you as a black male. If you become a scientist, they treat you as a Caribbean person. So they switch it up. So if you go to jail, you black. If you come out with an invention, you're Haitian or you're Nigerian. That's the mind game that they play on us. That's a reality. That ain't me being mad at nobody or upset at nobody. I understand this game. And until we get out the emotional feelings and come with just the realization of what it is, we're gonna always be fooled, man. So I'm gonna end on that. There's been a 2-part story, like over almost 2 hours. The first one like 30 minutes, and this one like hour 15. So I'm gonna salute y'all, Bam. Thanks for checking in. Everybody that checked in tonight. Mama Brown, she popping back in. Let me let her.
Bye, Tony. That was too deep. You just cut off.
Yeah, I was wrapping up. I'm like, I guess they just cut off. I said we was getting too deep. They just cut off.
None of that. But no, Haitians have. I mean, different groups have a love for themselves.
As you should.
That's why the reality is
American, because we don't have a love for ourselves.
There we go. That's it.
Everybody else, and we don't have a love for ourselves.
But so can you truly love other people if you don't love yourself?
No, you can't. And that's what I'm saying. And that's what I'm trying to get my people to realize. We love everybody. We quote unquote love everybody but ourselves. We give to everybody but ourselves. Who gives back to us? Who pours back into us? Like if you look over history over people that built America, black people that built America, we done fought for every group that ever came over here. You couldn't even be over here if black Americans, if my ancestors didn't die for you to be over here. That's just a fact. And I'm talking about that's white immigrants, black immigrants, Chinese, what I'm saying? Foundational black Americans died for every one of those groups to be over here. Tell me which one of those groups pours back into us like that. That's what I'm saying. So we gonna make a part 2 about
part 2.1.
But you know what I'm saying, we're gonna keep it going because we can go another couple of hours with that.
That was interesting.
That's what I was telling people before you came back on. I was like, I never come hateful or talking bad about nobody, but I'm always speak truth. And the truth is like the truth. Like the system plays us against each other. The system will say, if you go to jail, you're a black male, but if you invent some, you're Ghanaian or you're from Nigeria. That's how the system plays us. Hello, we closing down now. I told her we closing it down. Yeah. All right, but you have a good night, and I'll see you till was it tomorrow?
I'm bringing Jay tomorrow.
Okay.
So right. Yeah, we'll see you tomorrow.
I'll see you tomorrow, and I'll be looking for the next week for part 2.
Awesome. All right. Bye, everybody.
Bye.